I want to start off by saying Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yaharushai, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yaharushai, Kohala Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, Kohala Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this doctrine of truth and sincerity. Shalom to the elect. The Heavenly Father's name is Yahweh, which means He is or He exists. Ba'ashim, in the name of His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. We know His name to be Yaharushai, which means He is the deliverer, He is the Savior for the Hebrew Israelites from the pedigree of your father. Ba'ashim, in the name of the Rakak Wadash, which means the Holy Spirit that's able to give us the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of who we are, which are the true Hebrew Israelites. The so-called Negro, so-called Latino, so-called Native American, or other speckled bird, looking like the other nations, in your spirit bear witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, then you could be one of the elect. Shalom. We would discontinue from our heritage because we went on following after false gods and false idols, not following the law, statute, commandments that was given to us by our forefathers. And because of those offenses, we were sent into captivity. But through our Lord Yahweh Shai Hamashiach being that perfect sacrifice in the flesh to the Heavenly Father Yahweh, He's been given all power to be able to sit on the right-hand side of the Heavenly Father Yahweh, to be able to open the seals of this book, to be able to give the understanding to the very elect, the ones that would be quickened with the understanding of the Holy Scriptures, and would be able to understand that we're headed into perilous times, a time of Jacob's trouble, an hour of temptation where Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, okay, that control the monetary system, that can have control of the militaries, is going to be coming down with great wrath because he knoweth that he had but a short time. And in that, the wisdom of Yahweh Bashima Shai will be the stability of the elect, okay, the remnant, the ones that would believe no matter what type of circumstances would be happening, they would trust in Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay, and one of them is the Great Famine. Okay, so I want to start right here. This is from Full Spectrum Survival, right? It says, breaking news, citizens mobilized, buy emergency food and water. Okay, and this is the same thing that the prophets have been speaking about. Okay, there's going to be food rationing. Okay, you're not going to be able to go down to your local store and just be able to get what you want. Okay, you're not going to be able to eat 7 times a day. You're not going to be able to have cases of water sitting around. Okay, because it's coming to a point where Esau Edom is pulling off a siege, which a siege is a military tactic to have the people inside bowing down to those that are opposing, those that are putting up the siege. Okay, which is the so-called white men of today, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Oppenheimers, the DuPonts, the Warburgs, the Schiffs. Okay, which their biblical nationalities being the biblical Edomites, the ungodly, the wicked. Okay, that would be pushing a perdition on the earth. They would be pushing destruction. They would be defiling the earth. Okay, they would be adverse to the Holy Scriptures. Okay, and they would be saying lies to be able to justify their BS. Okay, and but those lies would be cut by the true men of the Lord, exposing and filtering the things that are going on in the world through the Scriptures to be able to feed the lamb and feed the sheep. Okay, because we'll start right here. This is 2nd Ezra 8. Before I start the video, right? 2nd Ezra 8 and 50. For many great miseries shall be done unto them in the latter time that dwell in the world, because they walked in great pride. But understand thou for thyself, and to seek out the glory of such as be like thee. So the ones that are like-minded, which would be the hopeful elect, okay, would be seeking out the wisdom of Yahweh Shema Shai, and not the wisdom of this world, because the wisdom of this world is foolishness unto Yahweh Shema Shai. The Lord controls both good and evil. Okay, and He's restoring back righteousness on the earth through His prophets. Okay, and that the prophets will be crying in the streets for all the abominations that are done upon the earth, and then that prophecy would be fulfilled. Far as this right here, 2nd Ezra 15 and 5. Behold, said the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, the famine, and death, and destruction. Okay, and famine is a brutal death. Okay, because your body, it, naturally, whatever that you put in your body, it begins to heal itself. Okay, and when you don't have food or water inside your body, it begins to pine away. Okay, so that's and also with the sword, people are going to be fighting over food and water and these in shelter. Okay, and that's going to lead to death and destruction, because ultimately Babylon the Great, which is America, is going to be destroyed. It's going to be on fire, and anybody that is following the ways of Babylon the Great is going to get caught up in the coming destruction. Okay, this is 2nd Ezra 6 and 18. And he said, behold, the days come that I will dwell and draw nigh to visit them that dwell upon the earth. I will begin to make inquisition of them that have hurt unjustly with the unrighteous, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled. So who is Zion? Zion is you so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, so-called Native Americans. Okay, but what Zion was missing was the truth. Okay, the water, which the water is a metaphor for the light. Okay, that needs to be flowing through that part. Zion means parched land. Okay, and the water, when Yahushua opened the seals of this book, Revelation 5:5. Okay, that water was able to be replenished or be given to what those that believe. Okay, those disciples, those prophets, those apostles. Okay, and they would speak this word, right? Skipping down to 2nd Ezra 6:24. At the time, friends shall fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear. And those that dwell therein, the springs of the fountain shall stand still, and the 3 hours thou shalt not run. Okay, and that's speaking about the as far as the fountain shall not run. This truth. Okay, there's going to be a famine of the word because there's a siege going on, and they don't want people speaking and revealing the secrets of the wicked. Okay, and also going into the water. Okay, you have the water that's being filled with mercury. Okay, being filled with fluoride. Okay, and then you have these different trains that are also falling into the water. Okay, and then you have the boats that are crashing. Okay, this is all part of what Egypt, erring in their ways. Okay, and then decaying away. Right, let me read this one more time. 2nd Ezra 6:24. At that time, friends shall fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and 3 hours they shall not run. Whoever remain from all these that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation in the end of the world. And who's going to be able to escape? The very elect, the ones that are speaking pleasant words to the Lord and also walking in those ways, which would be what the straight path. Okay, which will be a position of difficulty, but the Lord's going to provide us with food, water, and shelter, and number one, this knowledge, wisdom, understanding, while the rest of the world is going to be in a perplexity. Okay, so we'll play this video.
Quickly, we see NATO and other world leaders saying that World War III is right around the corner. When they start telling the
okay, so when they're World War III is in the scriptures. Okay, let me just get that real quick. I want to play about 2 minutes of this video because it's going into all the things that are going on, which is the fulfillment of prophecy. Okay, so Revelation 8. Yeah, Revelation 8:13. It reads, right here. It says Revelation 8:13, and behold, I heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, Woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth, by reason of the other voices of the trumpet of the 3 angels which are yet to sound. Okay, which are yet to sound. Okay, and the woe, woe, woe is speaking about World War I, World War II, and now we're in the midst of World War III, where the Lord is drawing in the different nations to come up and fight. He's stirring up the kings of the earth to fight. Okay, and the people that are in these different cities, okay, these cities are going to be terrorized. Okay, because again, when you're in an all-out war, okay, things begin to change at homeland. Okay, as far as here in America, and we're seeing that the class wars and the civil wars, where Edomites are crying out because they're not able to make it anymore. They're not getting the benefits that they once were getting before. Okay, and now what those Deuteronomy 30:7, the curses, okay, are beginning to turn on what Esau, Edom. Okay, they're not able to make money like they once did. Okay, and I'm speaking about the low-level Edomites, and even these high-level Edomites, they're being exposed at an all-time high. When before they were never being exposed. Okay, or they were, far as like this. Okay, there's no place for them to run, and they can't say that they're not the wicked because they're the ones that empower. They're the ones that have the money. They're the ones that have the fatness of the earth. Okay, they're the ones that push legislation on the earth. Okay, not Jake. Jake is in the ghettos, barrios, and reservations. And even when they get to a position of, so-called leadership in the society, what do? They sell out. Okay, why do they sell out? Because that's the only way you can so-called make it in the society. And even those that have sold out, they're finding that their luck is their so-called luck is running short. Okay, look at these celebrities; they're through. Isaiah 19:2. I will set the Egyptians against Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother. So who's the modern day Egyptian? That's the so-called white men of today. Okay, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, right? The Oppenheimers, the DuPonts, the Warburgs, the Schiffs, the ones that control America. Okay, but then you also have the Edomites that are over there in Russia. Okay, and they're beefing with one another. Okay, and what do they have? They all have nuclear capability. Okay, and they have militaries that they're going to come up and fight. So this is Egyptian against Egyptian on a nation to nation level. Okay, who's the modern day Egyptian? Again, the so-called white men of today. Okay, and the Lord has raised them up ultimately. So when they're taken down, okay, people are going to be amazed at the strength of Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay, it says 2. I will set the Isaiah 19:2. I will set the Egyptians against Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, right, and kingdom against kingdom. Right, that's why you're going to have sedition against the government officials. That's spoken about in 2nd Ezra 5. Okay, and also World War III. This is Proverbs 21:1. It says, the king's heart is in the hands of the Lord, as the rivers of water he turneth whatsoever he will. So these different kings like Vladimir Putin, okay, Pedo Joe, okay, Macaroon, Kim Jong-un, these different world leaders, trying to think of the president from China, okay, the president from India, Maldo, okay, all these different presidents, what are they doing? They're aligning for what war? And they're making alliances with one another to come up against the great whore, okay, to be able to destroy this great whore, right? So in that, there's going to be a condition of hell played out on earth, okay, with these different missiles that are going to be also firing. Because before the missiles are actually shot off, or as the ICBM missiles, Satan 2s, from one of the earth to other, okay, you're going to have these different stirrups in the cities, okay? Just keep playing.
People that World War III is coming, there's a plan that they're going to bring it into action. They're telling people to build bunkers, buy a whole bunch of food and other things.
Because also, what does Esau, Edom push? They push fear. Okay, they're pushing fear on the people, but then they'll bring some sort of relief. They'll say, oh, everything's all right. This is part of their method that they use, the Hegelian dialectic, which is pressure from below, pressure from above. Okay, where they're having these different events happen, okay, these different pestilence, and then the people run to their government for help. Okay, and what is the government set up to do? Government means control, mind control. Okay, they control the people with their sorcery, the things that they put on TV, the things that they put on the internet. Okay, that's why they want to keep the internet, but they want to ban what the true men of the Lord are speaking about. Okay, they're gonna keep the false prophets up there because they're just it's shitting, it's nothing but a bread and circus. Okay, with a lot of these camps, they got everything is about entertainment. Okay, when the entertainment is done and the merch stops in the streets, then what? Okay, where is your salvation? What is the relationship that you build with the Lord? Okay, it's out the window. That's why every idle word is going to be accounted in the day of judgment. Okay, let me get that. This is Matthew 12. The things that you're saying against the Lord, if you're coming up against the Lord, you're going to find yourself without shelter, without refuge. This is Matthew 12:36. It says, but I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give an account thereof in the day of judgment. For by the words thou shalt be justified. Yeah, so the things that we're speaking right now, that gives us what? Justification, because the Lord gives us the spirit to be able to speak these words. Okay, but if we're speaking, if anybody's speaking against Yahweh Shema Shai, they're going to find themselves in a perplexity, right? Matthew 12:37, by the words that thou shalt be justified, and by the words thou shalt be condemned. So when you're speaking again against Yahweh Shema Shai, you're going to be condemned, which means that you're going to get caught up in the different plagues that the prophets have always spoken about. Okay, when you read Jeremiah, right? Jeremiah 28:7. Nonetheless, hear thou now that word that I speak into thy ears, and all thy people. Okay, so when you read this in the NLT, it says solemn. These solemn words, because it's very serious. Okay, it's not a joke. See, people think it's just a fad. Okay, this is our heritage, and we're fighting for our heritage. This is good set against evil. Okay, and in this movie, the righteous are going to win. The good guy is going to win, which is what? Yahawashi, the tabernacle of David, the elect, the remnant. They're going to win, while the rest are going to be engulfed by the fire and the flames. Okay, Jeremiah 28:8. The prophets that have been before thee and before the old prophesied both against many countries and great kingdoms of war and evil and pestilence. So to be a prophet or a true prophet, you would actually have to know the mysteries and the things that are coming down. You would have to have the correct message of the judgment that's coming upon the earth. No folly in thy mouth, no gal. Okay, and what you have is a lot of these camps have gal in their mouth. They're not giving their congregation warning. Okay, and they're just teaching them how to be, more wicked. Okay, and the more iniquity, how to, be slick. But all that slick BS is going to be out the door when the time of Jacob's trouble comes. Okay, when the bloodshed, the strife, and the calamity comes. Okay, when these draft comes, because you have two, where you have the draft where they're drafting men and women 18 to 25, or what to go into to fight in World War III. Okay, what's that going to leave? America open to all these different immigrants that are coming in, all these people that don't have jobs. Okay, this is Sirach 40:9. Death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities and famine, tribulation and the scourge. These things are created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood. Okay, for their sakes came the flood. So the modern day flood is going to be Esau, Edom coming in with the martial law soldiers, telling you what to do. Okay, and if you speak this truth, you're going to be called the extremist or called a radicalist. Okay, because the Lord has sent a man's foe shall be of his own household. Okay, you're going to be hated in your own household, even in this, place that Babylon the Great. Okay, people hate us. Okay, that's why you're not supposed to be going to the community. Okay, because the reason why is because our own people have slayed our Messiah, Yahawashi HaMashiach. Okay, so how much more just the everyday Jake that's telling them, reproving and rebuking them. Okay, they hate it. Why? Because they've become that degenerate plant. They become like the ways of Babylon the Great. Okay, when you read, what is that? Isaiah 5. See. So Isaiah, it's actually Isaiah 3. Yep. Isaiah 3:9. It says, right here. This is Isaiah 3. Actually, let me get this over here, because this is also going into what's going to be happening. This is Isaiah 3:1. For behold, the Lord. It says, behold the Lord Yahweh of hosts. So host means the heaven of armies. Do take away Jerusalem and for Judah, the stay and the staff and the whole stay of bread and the whole stay of water. Okay, so that's going to be cut off. The food stamps, the Section 8, the EBT, all that's going to be gone. Okay, the dainties, where women have a dude, paying for their nails, paying for their rent, all these are different guys, paying for their car, paying for their hair, paying for, for them to have breakfast. All that shit, OnlyFans, all that shit's going to be over. That stay and that staff is going to be over with. Okay, the staff is the aid that you rely on. Okay, and the bread is the whatever the succor that they're giving you. Okay, let's read this in the NLT. Isaiah 3:1. The Lord of heaven of armies will take away from Jerusalem and Judea everything they depend on, every bit of bread and every drop of water. So that's speaking about you so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, so-called Native Americans. Everything is going to be cut off. Okay, those things that Esau, Edom has been giving you. Okay, again, Section 8, EBT, HUD, all these different programs. The no man in the house rule, having a man being away from his family, okay, and now what you have these women, okay, these women that are teaching the children, or teaching the men and the women to just be thoughts, to just be lazy, okay, all that shit is over with, okay. Isaiah 3:1, the Lord of heaven of armies will take away Jerusalem and Judea, everything to depend on, every bit of bread and every drop of water. Okay, so these things are going to be gone, right? So skipping down to 11 or 8 in the NLT, Isaiah 3:8, for Jerusalem will stumble and Judah will fall because they speak out against the Lord and refuse to obey him. They provoke him to his face, and that's what you have, where you have the one wicked ass dude, okay, so-called black, and then a so-called black dude, and he's around, acting like like a woman, okay, got dreadlocks and I forgot what thing that was. It was some meeting with the presidents and stuff like that, and then you had him there, okay. They're provoking the Lord, okay. IUIC, you're provoking the Lord. Sakari, you're provoking the Lord by the things that you're saying, teaching a hell doctrine, wearing hats while you're prophesying, being carnal, being a gang member while you're in the truth, which means that you're not in the truth at all. You're provoking the Lord, okay? And it speaks about those that tempt the Lord, okay? They're going to be found out. And every idle word, again, that you're speaking, this is going to be the time when the Lord's going to judge you with the plagues, okay? With the food and the water and the shelter, the things the dainties that you thought you had a hold on, those are going to be all gone. Okay, it reminds me of a scripture. This is Proverbs 23. Yep. It says, Proverbs 23:3. It says, don't desire all the delicacies, for he might be trying to trick you. And that's what this devil has done. Okay, by giving, Section 8 and EBT, acting like he was your friend. Meanwhile, you could have been, formulating your own business, or formulating whatever it may be. You could be able to survive. Right? But again, we're under the curses. So this devil has tricked us in thinking that being a lazy, which is lazy means you're slothful, okay, which is a sin, to be slothful, right? Don't desire all the delicacies, for he might be trying to trick you, okay? So that's what they do with the stimulus, okay? They'll give people stimulus and then act like it's all good, okay? Or they'll give people the universal basic income, which that they're doing pilot programs for that. They've been doing it the last, since 2020. Okay, I believe. Well, that's when it really came out, because the thing that happened then. Okay, a lot of people were losing their jobs. Okay, so in that, what did Esau Edom do? He formulated the UBI, a universal basic income, which is basically $500 to $1,200, which isn't no money. Okay, for you to have. Okay, and they're going to increase that. Okay, they're going to increase the money. They're going to say, hey, we'll give you triple this money or quadruple this money, but you have to take the mark of the beast. Again, don't desire all the delicacies, for he might be trying to trick you. That's why the Lord, or that's why it speaks about in the scriptures, using the world but not abusing the world, because you have a lot of people that are abusing this world, and meaning that they're going to get caught up in the world, okay, because they don't believe that the Lord Yahweh Shem Rashai is actually here. He's here through what the prophecy is being fulfilled, through his men being on the highways and the byways, letting you know, get right with the Lord, or he's going to delete you. You're going to perish. Okay, Proverbs 23:3. Don't desire all the delicacies, for he might be trying to trick you. Who's trying to trick you? The devil. Devil means deceiver. Satan means adverse to the Holy Scriptures. That's the man, the son of perdition. That's Esau Edom, the so-called white man, the guy in the suit with the bald face, telling you everything is all good. Meanwhile, people are homeless. I know I just went to the park, right? And you got homeless people all over the place. Okay, all over the place. Just driving down the regular everyday street. Okay, they're all through the place. Drugs are running rampant. You got people, following after the sorcery. Why? Because they fell for the American dream, and now they're homeless in the streets and they don't know how to survive. Okay, and the only way to really survive is following Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay, don't desire all the delicacies. Yeah, you trying to get rich quick. If I just get this one rap song, I'll be good. Or if I just, I open up a business, I'll be all right. Or if I just get this one job, I'll be okay. No, you better desire Yahweh Shema Shai. Make no tearing to turn to the Lord, right? Don't desire all the delicacies, for he might be trying to trick you. Don't wear yourself out trying to get rich. Yeah, working 80 hours a week, Okay, then you come home, you're tired, you're arguing with your woman, whatever the case may be. These are all set up as ways to have our people thinking that if I just work really hard, everything will be all right. Okay, and that's not the case. You have to serve the Lord. Okay, and then you're gonna still go through suffering. Just because you're in the truth, that doesn't mean that everything now it's okay. No, that's when the suffering really begins because you understand why you're suffering. Okay, and that's where the comfort comes in because you understand I've sinned against the Lord. That's why I'm in this position. Okay, but I also understand that the Lord gives me food, water, and shelter. Okay, and if I'm serving Him and to the best of my ability, rehearsing the righteous acts, He's going to provide everything I need. Okay, which is what? The daily bread. Okay, being content with that daily bread. A lot of men are not content with that. They want to be rich. They want to be famous. This world, this eon, this time is being destroyed. Okay, it's circling the drain slowly but surely. Okay, and the Lord's actually speeding it up because everywhere you look is prophecy. If you have eyes to see and ears to hear, don't wear yourself out trying to get rich. Be wise enough to know when to quit. Okay, does that mean you just quit your job? No, you keeping up with the Joneses. You know, you trying to be like the so-called white man. Are you trying to be like these celebrities? These celebrities have touched their toes. They have lost family members to be rich. Kanye West said he sacrificed his own mother. What does that mean? Okay, then he has a woman. He's rich, right? He's got money. Why is this woman always popping everybody? Getting popped by everybody? What is that about? Okay, that's not a kingdom of righteousness. That's a kingdom of wickedness. Okay, Proverbs 23:4. Don't wear yourself out trying to get rich. Be wise enough to know when to quit. In the blink of an eye, wealth disappears. Yeah, because a lot of bank accounts are going to be frozen. Okay, with this heat wave that's going on, you're going to have where there's going to be grid attacks. Okay, and they're going to say, "Oh, this is Russia did this," or whatever country China did the hacking. Meanwhile, what it is the elites. Okay, they don't want people to have happiness and joy. They want people to suffer because in that suffering, that brings the nation full of slaves. Okay, they don't want a nation full of people thinking. They want a nation full of slaves. And in that slavery, far as their order out of kale that they bring on the people, okay, the wealth is going to disappear, and then people are going to feel hopeless, okay, and they're going to trust in the modern day Egyptian, and they shall help in vain, while the elect, okay, the remnant are going to trust in Yahweh Shai no matter what, right? Proverbs 23:5. In the blink of an eye, wealth disappears, for it will sprout wings and fly away like an eagle, because that's what's going to happen to a lot of these people's bank accounts. Look at Puff Daddy. He had all that money, billionaire, owned all those business. Now what is he doing? Okay, he's out and about. His name is shit. Okay, because what did he do? He trusted in Esau Edom, and then he oppressed his own people, and that's what our people do today. Okay, even those that are in Israel. Okay, by not telling them the truth, not warning them about this coming destruction. So let's go back to this Isaiah 3:8. For Jerusalem will be a stubble and Judah will fall because they speak out against the Lord and refuse to obey him. They provoke him to his face. Their very look on their faces gives them away. Yeah, look at Lil Nas X. Okay, look at Snoop Dogg. Okay, look at these different celebrities that you see. They'll be promoting Trump. Look at Lil Wayne. Okay, their very look on their faces gives them away. We're not supposed to have no tattoos on our face. Okay, that's not our custom, right? But what do our people do? They do that. Sleeping with another man's wife. Okay, see when speaking about it. Oh, fuck you. I'll do this to your woman. Why would you want to be with another man's woman? Okay, that doesn't make any. That leads to the man on man stuff that you have today. Okay, these different orgies, which goes back to ancient Greece, which these Edomites are back again. Okay, when you go to the gym, what do you have? You have women walking around. They got their lips out. They got their breasts out. You got the men doing the same thing. And really, you don't even know what is really going on because you have the dudes looking at the dudes, the women looking at the women. You got transformers. You don't know these people change their plumbing. Okay, this place is full of, right here. Their very look on their faces gives them away. They display their sin like people of Sodom. What was happening in Sodom? They wanted to sleep with the angels. Okay, right? Lot said, "I'll give you my daughters." Okay, and they're like, "Nah, we want that guy. We want the angel." Okay, right? because and that shows you the type of way that they were back then, and what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah, okay, and those other neighboring cities. It was hit with fire and brimstone, okay. And what does Sodom mean? Let's just look it up real quick. Right, and woe means destruction. Wait, let's see. Yeah, Sodom.
Strong's H 5467. Sodom.
Yeah, Sodom. Okay, in the Hebrew, right? H 5467. It means burning. Okay, you turn on the show. You might be watching a basketball game or whatever, Olympics, whatever it is, and then you got Transformers on the show, or you have man on man kissing each other, woman on woman kissing each other. You're watching the show about drug cartels or whatever. Then you got the drug cartel guys where they're man on man, woman on woman. Okay, this place is burning. Okay, and spiritually America is Sodom. Okay, and also what spiritually Egypt. Okay, when you go to Revelation 11, right? Isaiah 3 and 9 in the NLT, their very look on their faces gives them away. They display their sin like people of Sodom and don't even try to hide it. Yeah, they don't even try to hide what they were doing. Okay, I'm an 80s baby, and I grew up in the 90s. Okay, and back then, you might have had people that were involved in that, but they kept that in their house. Okay, they didn't bring it all open and walking around looking all fruity. Okay, the Isaiah 3 and 9, the very look on their faces gives them away. They display their sin like people of Sodom, and they don't even try to hide it. They are doomed. They have brought destruction upon themselves. Yeah, they brought destruction upon themselves. Tell the godly that all will be well for them. Yeah, the godly, the ones that are walking in the straight path. They're not following the broad way. Tell the godly that all will be well for them. They will enjoy the rich reward they have earned. Yeah, because again, you have to go through suffering and to let go of the things of this world to be ultimately to be given the great reward, which is salvation, being saved out of the coming destruction, not taking the mark of the beast, not following the ways of Esau, Edom, but following the ways of Yahweh Shema Shai. Tell the godly that all will be well for them. That's going to be the elect, right? The remnant. For them, they will enjoy the rich reward they have earned. But the wicked are doomed, for they will get exactly what they deserve. Yeah, because what are they trying to get? They're trying to get a piece of the pie. Okay, and what's happened? That pie is about to explode. Okay, Galatians 6 and 7. Don't be misled. Okay, don't be misled. Right? You cannot mock the justice of the Most High. You will always harvest what you plant. So if you're planting, wickedness, you're planting iniquity. Okay, that's what you're going to receive. Okay, but if you're planning, righteous sacrifice, calling upon the correct name, giving diligence to make that call and election sure, then you're planting what on good ground. Okay, you have that parable, right? The parable, the seed that fell on stony ground, and that's what a lot of these people, they fell on stony ground where they can't grow. Okay, while the elect are growing because they're planted in the rivers of living water. Okay, or they're planted on good ground, and they're receiving the rivers of living water, which is this truth. Okay, that's able to have them go in Psalms 23, the green pasture. Okay, don't be misled. You cannot mock the justice of the Most High. You will always harvest what you plant. Okay, those who live only to satisfy their own sinful nature will harvest decay and death from sinful nature. But those who live to please the Spirit will harvest everlasting life from the Spirit. So you have these camps out there that are saying that you can't Sakari, I believe Sakari San Diego, they were saying that they live a sinless life. Okay, which that's not even possible. Okay, because even a foolish thought is a sin. Okay, so we are under grace period. Okay, but does that mean that we just go out and intentionally sin? No. Okay, but we know that we're subject to sin. Even the clothes that we wear, okay, is mixed fabrics. That's the sin. Okay, again, Proverbs 24, a foolish thought is a sin. Okay, so in that, trusting in Yahweh Shema Shai will be able to save us, and we believe that the Lord will. Okay, that's how we're saved, and that's through the Spirit, not through what means of carnality. Okay, because a lot of people, they're in a cardinal state of mind and they're going to receive a cardinal reward. It says, so let's not get tired of doing what is good. And that's what you have is certain men, they got tired of doing what is good, going out there on the highways and the byways, giving diligence to make that call election short. Okay, they just want to be the top guys. I want to be the top guy and be pleased by men. Okay, the Lord spoke about man pleasers. Okay, the Lord's not going to save no man pleaser, right? The Lord wants you to work out your own salvation with fear and trembling, and also respect the order that the Lord's putting down by the head apostles at Great Millstone, the elders and the bishops, respecting the order, okay, and respecting what ultimately our Lord Yahweh Shemashai in the doctrine, okay. So let's not get tired of doing what is good. At just the right time, we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't give up. Yeah, so if we don't give up, okay. Let's read this in the King James Version. And let us not be weary, because again, it's going to get ugly. Okay, we might lose our livelihood, certain jobs that we have or whatever it is. Okay, but that's the Lord's going to take care of us. Okay, we might lose friends or relationships, whatever it is, but don't be weary in well doing. Yeah, don't worry, because you're going down that straight path, which is a position of difficulty, which means that not everybody's going to be able to go down that straight path. Okay, not everybody's going to be able to hold fast in this true word, right? For in due season, so in an appointed time, we shall reap if we faint not. Yeah, if we faint not, okay? Meaning that we don't give up. And what you have is those leaderships, they have given up because they want to have money. They want to have fame because they don't believe the Lord's coming, okay? But the elect believe Yahweh Shemashai is coming because of the prophecies that are being played out. 10, therefore, wherever we have the opportunity, we should do good to everyone, especially to those in the family of faith, to the household of faith. Because if someone's not speaking the same thing, then it speaks about be not unequally yoked with unbelievers. Okay, those that don't believe. Okay, now do we go out and just be angry at these certain camps because they're teaching false doctrine? No, we're just reproving and rebuking. Okay, it's not a personal thing; it's business. We're in the business of being with Yahweh Shema Mashah. Okay, we're not in the business of pleasing man, because man has nothing to do with salvation. Okay, because the salvation comes from Yahweh Shai. Okay, and those men that are serving the Lord and those believers that are serving the Lord are going to be able to be saved because they're spiritual. They spiritually understand that this is a spiritual temple being built. Okay, this is 2 Corinthians 6:14. Be not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. That's why those unity camps don't work. Okay, because you're not saying the same thing that GMS is saying. So we can't do camp with you because you're not saying the same thing. Okay, 1 Corinthians 1:10. Okay, that there be no divisions among you. You have to be speaking the same thing to be a part of the burden, of the yoke of our Lord. As far as the yoke that He sacrificed for. Otherwise, you're part of the ways of this world. Be not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship had righteousness with unrighteousness, and what communion had light with darkness? That's right. Okay. If you're saying that there's a place of hell where you burn forever, that's darkness. That's confusion. That's not the truth. That's not the light. Okay. So we can't be interlocked. Can't be yoked with you. Okay, because we're not of the same ilk. We're not of the same category. Or you're not of the elect, because the elect wouldn't be preaching that. Okay, because that's not truth. Let's skip down. Yeah, right here. 1 Corinthians 6:16. And what agreement had the temple of the Most High with idols? And that's what you have too with certain camps. They're calling on Most High Christ blessed. Those are idols. So what agreement with the temple of the Most? And what is the temple? We are the temple of the Lord. Okay, I believe that's in the same scripture. We are the temple of the Lord. Okay, Yahweh Shai is the temple, and we are part of that temple. So when you're calling on false names, you're actually outside the temple. You're profane. Okay, 1 Corinthians 6:19 in the NLT. Don't you realize that your body is the temple of thy Holy Spirit, who lives in you and was given to you by the Most High, and you don't belong to yourself? Yeah, you don't belong to yourself. Why? For our power bought you with the high price. What was that high price? Yahweh Shai's sacrifice and blood. So you must honor that power with your body. Yeah, Romans 12:1. Make your body a living sacrifice. That's why you have to be on the highways and the byways every week. Okay, why? Because our apostles were doing it. Our apostles at an older age, okay, are still out there in the winter. So what's the excuse for anybody else? There is no excuse. It's just that you want to do things that don't pertain to salvation. That's it. Right. So we are the temple of the Lord. So speaking those false names, that's idol worship. That's that's a spiritual adultery. 2 Corinthians 6:16, and what agreement hath our temple with thy power with idols? For you are the temple of thy living power, as our power had said, I will dwell in them and walk in them. I will be their power, and they shall be my people. And who are the Lord's people? The ones that are following the Lord's commandments. Okay, because even 2/3 of our people, the Israelites that are not going to get it, okay, they're walking, they're that degenerate plant. Okay, they're the mockers and scoffers, so the Lord's going to judge them with the coming fire. Okay. All right, so let's go back to the video.
Store them in safe locations. They're telling people to have evacuation plans and where to get to their embassies in other countries. We have Germany, we have the Netherlands, we have all these nations saying you better get out of the Middle East right now while the getting is good. They are planning for a multi-faceted theater of war. NATO leadership.
That's right. Okay, because that's spoken about in 2 Ezra 15 and 28. Second Ezra 15 and 28, behold, a horrible vision in the appearance thereof from the east, right? The Middle East, right? A horrible vision, to a horrible judgment, where the nations of dragons of Arabia shall come up with many chariots, and multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth, and they that which hear them may fear and tremble. So those dragons are going into what the different nuclear weapons that are going to be fired off, okay, over there in the so-called Middle East. Okay, and they are what? Dragons, because they've been fighting amongst one another, which are what a mixture, the Ishmaelites, okay, mixed with Elam, okay, and what are they doing? They're fighting one against another. I believe the word. Let me read this again. Where the nations of dragons of Arabia, okay, shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth, that which hear them may fear and tremble. So the modern day chariots are those nuclear weapons. Okay, and Iran has nuclear capability. Okay, they have uranium, which uranium is a major component in what the ICBM missiles. Also, Iran is backed by what? They are backed by Russia. Okay, and Israel is always beefing with Iran. So the least of the flock, so the least of the Edomite nations is going to draw out what? All these other nations to come up and fight, which you see going on. Because you have Israel versus, Gaza, okay? Which they're both heathen nations. They're both not supposed to be in that land, okay? Our land has been parted, right? So there's also a judgment for that, okay? 30, also the Carmanians raging in wrath shall go forth as wild boars of the wood, and with great power, and shall come and join battle with them, and they shall waste portion of the land of the Syrians. So all these, Arabian nations, which are the Ishmaelites, right, fighting one against another, they're eventually going to turn on America, or they're going to turn on these small hats, okay? And the modern day Carmanians, okay, are what the Arabs, okay, the Persians, right, of today, right? So you have Ishmael mixed with Elam, and they're in those lands, okay? So let's read this one more time. 29, where the nations of dragons, Arabia, shall come up with many chariots, so many different missiles, artillery, right, and multitude, so the people of them shall be carried as the wind upon the earth, and that which hear them may fear and tremble. So when these things are fired off, you watch one of these shows, okay, they're loud. Okay. Also the Carmanians, so the modern day Carmanians again are what? The Persians. Okay. It says, raging in wrath they shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, in great power, and shall come and join power with them, and they shall waste a portion of the land of the Syrians. So who's the modern day Assyrian? Okay, the so-called white man. Okay, which is what modern day Assyria is what? America. Okay, going into what? Babylon the Great. Okay, shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians, and then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature, yeah, because they're always saying what Allah Akbar. Okay, they're coming in with their, they've been in war since they've been over there. Okay, they're constantly in war, right? This is new to America. Now they've been in war as far as sending out their troops, but I'm talking about war actually coming to your doorstep. And then the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature, and if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them, then these shall be troubled and bled and keep silence through their power, and they shall flee. And from the land of the Assyrians, right? And the land of the Assyrians was speaking about modern day Babylon, right? From the land of the Assyrians, because they're known as the Assyrian, the rod of the Lord's anger, right? Isaiah 10 and 5. And from the land of the Assyrians shall the enemy besiege them and consume some of them. Yeah, because when you read Zechariah 14 and 12, and also Joel 2 and 20, it speaks about they shall be caught up in that land. Okay, in the desert land, with the sea, the eastern sea, right? Let me get that scripture, because that's what you have going on. This is Joel 3 and 9. Joel 3 and 9 in the NLT. Say to the nations far and wide, get ready for war. Call out your best warriors. Let all your fighting men advance for attack. Okay, isn't that happening? Hammer your plowshares into swords. Okay, yeah, your plowshares, because a lot of these countries are agriculture countries, but now they're sending their money towards war. Okay, hammer your plowshares into swords and pruning hooks into spears. Train even your weaklings to be warriors. Okay, for what? World War III. This is Joel 2 and 20. It says, but I will remove far off from the northern army. What's that speaking about? It's speaking about America. We're in the north. I will drive them into a land of barren and desolate. What is that? The land of Saudi Arabia, right? Desert land. With his face towards the east sea, and his hinder part towards the utmost sea, and his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he had done great things. Okay? So their stink shall come up, going into there's going to be mass death. Let's read this in the NLT. Joel 2 and 20. I will drive away these enemies from the north. Okay, and what America's military is being spread out, just like it was in ancient Rome, which America is a revival of the ancient Roman Empire, and with NATO joined unto it, right? I will drive these armies from the north, right? America, I will send them into a parched wastelands. What is a parched wasteland? A desert, right? The Saudi Arabia, that land right there, right? The east, right? Middle East, and though so-called Middle East, because it's actually Asia when you look it up. But those in front will be driven into the Dead Sea, and those at the rear into the Mediterranean. The stench of their rotten bodies will rise over the land. Surely the Lord has done great things. Yeah, because the Lord is going to be taking down our enemies. Okay, don't be afraid, my people. Be glad now and rejoice, for the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Ashai, has done great things. Yeah, the Lord is going to take down our enemies. Okay, and those that are coming up against the Lord, 14 and 12. Zechariah 14 and 12, and this shall be the plague wherewith Yahweh will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away. Yeah, those, because this war is going to be what fuel of fire. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes. So their eyes going into what their the vision, their hope of their New World Order, or their, the white picket fence, their kids growing up. All that is over. Their eyes shall consume away in their holes. Their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. Why is their tongue going to consume away? Because they were speaking against Yahweh B'Shem Ashai. Okay. So going back to this, 2 Ezra 15 and 33, and from the land of the Assyrians, so what's speaking about Babylon the Great, America, right? Shall the enemy besiege them, right? And shall consume some of them in their hosts. So hosts is, means armies. Shall be fear and dread and strife among their kings. Okay, and it speaks about in Jeremiah. They have heard the report. Okay, and they were in fear. Right, 34. Behold, clouds from the east, from the north unto the south, and they were very horrible. They were very horrible to look upon, full of wrath and storm. So what are those actual clouds? Okay. Those clouds are going to be what the destruction that's coming down, okay, coming upon what Babylon the Great, okay, going into the skies, because the sky is going to be what, dark and gloomy, okay. Behold, clouds from the east and from the north and from the south, they are very horrible to look upon, full of wrath and the storm. 35, they shall smite one upon another. They shall smite down great multitude of stars upon the earth, and even their own star, and the blood shall be from the sword into the belly. Okay, the star is speaking about the missiles, because the missiles are going to be coming down like shooting stars. Okay, and the blood shall be from the sword unto the belly. Okay, that's how much death is going to be. And the dung of men into the camel's hoof. And there shall be great fearfulness and trembling upon the earth, and they that see the wrath shall be afraid, and trembling shall come upon them. Okay, so that's that great vision, that horrible vision that Ezra saw. Okay, which he's speaking about right here, because they're giving warning of that. Right. Let's keep going.
Right here on the headline, saying that we believe there are only 3 to 4 months left until a major confrontation between NATO and Russia, and then we could possibly see it even before that. The head of the British military's Army General Sir Patrick Sanders, he said that there is every chance World War III will happen soon, and once again, wartime conflict will hit Europe. News outlets are reporting in the USA that 27% of Americans are skipping their meals because of food prices as we look at the economy and its crashing effects on American people. Another 18% of people are applying for food stamps on top of what are already applying. 21% of those polled feel like they are ashamed because they can't afford groceries. I just saw a video, and it was a live video from an individual who was looking at he screencasted his cell phone, and he said, look at this, 2 years ago, he made a Walmart order that he considered to be a month's worth of food. It cost around $140. He said, I just hit the reorder button. He hits it right there on the screen. It now costs almost $500 for the exact same food in the exact same quantity, but here's the catch. They're charging you 4 times more, but giving you less product. The companies knew exactly what they were doing when they...
See? And this is in the scriptures, right? This also happened in the time of Samaria. I'll get that one first. This is 2 Kings, because what was written for our foretime was written for our learning, that we may have hope, that we're able to survive these sieges and these military tactics, right? That are being pressed on the people, okay? And we are the poor. So when these storms come down, the Lord's going to be our strength. Okay, what does it say? The siege of Samaria, cannibalism. Okay, so I want to skip. Let's go to 25 first. Read it in the NLT. 2 Kings 6 and 25. As a result, there was a great famine in the city. The siege lasted so long that the donkey's head sold for 80 pieces of silver, and a cup of dove's dung sold for 5 pieces of silver. What's that? Food rationing. Okay, that's inflation. Okay, and also what is it? Things that people would normally eat. A donkey's head and what a dove's dung. People are not eating that. You're not eating that right now, or as far as the average person, right? So this is a siege. Okay, and that's what they're doing too. We're having illegal immigrants come in, paying the farmers to not farm, hiring the prices. Keeping the wages the same. Bringing out these different pestilences, right? It says 26, one day as a king of Israel was walking around the wall in the city, a woman called to him, please help me, my lord the king. So how come it wasn't a guy saying, hey, can you help me? No, it was a woman, okay? Because these women are going to be ravaged, okay? They're not going to have their dainties, okay? Let's get this. This is Zechariah 14. It's going to be ugly, okay? And if you don't have a man of the Lord, okay, you're going to get caught up in the festivities, right? Zechariah 14 and 2. For I will gather all the nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, the women ravaged, and half the city shall go forth in captivity, and the residue of the people shall be cut off from the city. So you have Sakari, Deacon Akah, where he's saying these things are not happening, saying that GMS is pushing fear-mongering. Okay, now I'm not MGMS, but I follow the leadership. Okay, and I follow the Lamb wherever the Lord goes. Okay, and there is going to be women being raped. Okay, as well as men. Okay, as well as children. So this thing is going to be an ugly thing, a time of trouble like never before. Okay, you had Noah, the time of Noah. Okay, when the flood came in. Okay. Then you had the time of Egypt. Okay, you think about slavery. So this is going to be a time way worse than that. So Zechariah 14:2 in the NLT, I will gather all the nations to fight against Jerusalem. And that's what they've been doing. Okay, they've been fighting against us, right? And they've been making money off us, right? But now the elect are rising up, okay, through the power of Yahweh Shema Shai, far as spiritually. Okay, we have that breath, we have that life. I will gather all the nations to fight against Jerusalem. The city will be taken, the houses looted, and the women raped. Okay, the women raped. Okay, that's why it's important to have a man of the Lord. Okay, those that are being, just getting popped, riding the cock carousel and all those different things, you're going to really be getting popped by the person that's been looking at you for however long, because there's not going to be any laws. Okay, going into martial law. Martial law means no law. They're doing whatever they want, right? Just like America, when they go over to these different countries, what do? Rape, rob, and pillage. Okay, and then no one talks about what they actually do. You have a couple whistleblowers that will say something, but the point is, it's not out there like it should be. Okay, the city will be taken, and the houses looted, and the women raped. Half the population will be taken in captivity. The rest will be left among the ruins of the city. Okay, so this thing is going to happen. Or these things are going to happen because prophecy has to be fulfilled. Okay, so going back to this, 2 Kings 6:26 in the NLT. One day, as a king of Israel was walking around the way of city, a woman called to him, please help me, my lord king. So why is this woman calling out to a man? Okay, a man ain't shit, right? As far as in this society, a woman is above a man. Okay, in this society, right? But it says right here, Isaiah 13, and this is a man of understanding. Okay, not just a man with a bunch of carnal weapons, but a man that serves Yahweh Shema Shai, right? It says, Isaiah 13:11, I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity. I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease. I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man of a golden wedge of Ophir. And who is that man? A man of understanding. That's why a man in that day, okay, a man of Yahweh Shema Shai, of the elect, okay, this is going to happen. And this is on this side. Okay, Isaiah 4:1, a remnant prepared, which a remnant means a residue that's left over. Okay, that are going to be able to receive salvation. In that day, 7 women shall take hold of 1 man. So 7 is just a complete number of women. Okay, it doesn't mean that it might be 7, it might be less, it might be more. Okay, because again, this wisdom is stability. Okay, and women are going to be looking for stability in that times because there's going to be chaos everywhere. In that day, 7 women shall take hold of 1 man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Okay, you have women out here where they want you to have their last name. Okay, they want you to have the guy Ricky Williams. Okay, he married this woman and he changed his last name. Okay, that in the day 7 women shall take hold of 1 man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel, and only let us be called by thy name, to take away our reproach. You have to take away the things that are coming upon the earth. Okay, because it's going to be ugly. So going back to this, 2 Kings 6:26 in the NLT. One day, as a king of Israel was walking around the wall of the city, a woman called to him, please help me, my lord king. He answered, if the Lord Yahweh doesn't help you, what can I do? I have neither food from the threshing floor nor wine from the press to give you. So that's the same way the hopeful elect are going to be. The men of the Lord are going to be in that day. If the Lord doesn't help you, how can I help you? Okay, because the Lord's only going to draw those women that are sincere. Okay, and it's not going to be can you help? It's not going to be that type of thing that you think. As far as the worldly shit, it's going to be go over here. If you don't listen, you're dead. Okay, simple as that. 2 Kings 6:27. He answered, if the Lord doesn't help you, what can I do? I have neither food nor threshing floor, nor wine from the pressing to give you. But then the king asked, what is the matter? She replied, this woman said to me, come and let's eat your son today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. What is that speaking about? Cannibalism. That's coming back. So we cooked my son and ate him. Then the next day I said to her, kill your son so we can eat him. But she was hidden her son. Going into what people using trickery. And it speaks about that in Matthew 24. The love of many shall wax cold. Things that normal people, people wouldn't do, they're going to start doing. Why? Because they're going to have the mindset of being a psycho. Okay? So when you go Matthew 24 and 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Okay, when you go to shall wax cold, it goes into psycho. Okay, the elder Yashawamba was bringing out the word languish. Okay, that it's actually a thing that the psychologists are saying that's happening to the people that happened. It started in 2020. Okay, so yeah, the word psycho, Greek 5594. Okay, to grow cool and grow cold. Yeah, so when people have a shelter, okay, they're gonna say, "Nah, you can't come over here." And you saw that with the pestilence that happened in 2020. Okay, where the people were, you can't come over my house unless you got that green card, or you can't come over my house unless you have, the thing that they had. Okay, the juice. If you don't have the juice, you can't come over to my house. That was the beginning stages. Okay. Also, what did Camille Harris say? They said if you know anybody that doesn't have the juice, call us. Okay, and that goes into a man's foes. A man's foe shall be of his own household. Metaphor: wanting love. Yeah, you're gonna want love from your so-called family members, but they're not your family. That's why it speaks. That's why Yahweh Shai said, "Who is my mother? Who is my brother? He that do the will of the Lord." Okay, roughly paraphrasing that, because your true brethren is someone that's enduring the suffering like you're enduring. Okay, it's not your biological brother. Okay, so Matthews 24 and 12 in the NLT, sin will be rampant everywhere, and love of many will go cold, and sin is everywhere. Okay, and I'm talking about at a high level where sin is actually exalted at a high level. If you are doing wicked shit, you're like the men. Okay, this is Psalms 12 and 8. Psalms 12 and 8. The wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted. The most vilest men are exalted. Puff Daddy. Okay, the Bill Gates, Bezos, Elon Musk. Okay, the elites. The Rothschilds. Everyone sees. Oh, they look at. They're the Illuminati. But these people want to be them. Okay, because they want their riches. They want the carnal riches. But they don't understand what's gonna happen. What's happening to these devils is they're being exposed. They're being met by the angels. Angels in celestial bodies, as far as the prophets exposing them, and also by the angels that are in the spirit world that are visiting them, that are putting the illusions in their mind, that they know that their time is the end, but they're still gonna. The Lord's gonna raise them up still to fight. Okay. So Matthews 24 and 12, sin will be rampant everywhere. The love of many will go cold. But the one who endures the end will be saved. The one that endures to the end will be saved. And what do we need to be saved by? All the things that I've been speaking about. All the things that the Lord spoke about. Okay? Saved shall be saved, right?
Strong's G 4982. Sozo.
So in the Greek 4982. Okay, safe. To safe, keep safe. Sound. Yeah, so sound. You have to be sound in the doctrine also. If you're not sound in the doctrine, you're not whole. You're not complete. You don't have the refuge. You don't have the shelter because you don't know the secret place. The secret place is the scriptures. To rescue from danger or destruction. Okay? So those that are saying they live a sinless life, okay, then what do you need to be safe for? There's no danger, right? Meanwhile, there's danger everywhere. You being on the highways and the byways is dangerous. Okay? It's very, very dangerous. So my brother throw up prayers because you never know what could happen. You could have an accident. You have brothers getting shot at. You have people coming to the camp being violent. Okay? This is a very dangerous time. And those that are playing with Yahweh Shemashah, they're going to find out that the men on the highways and the byways, the true men of the Lord that were reproving and rebuking, they were right. And they're going to be searching for those men. Meanwhile, the grace period is up, and now the parallel times are going to be coming. To save a suffering one from perishing, i.e., one suffering from what disease, to make well, heal, restore to health. Yeah, and Yahweh Shai is the physician. Okay, that's coming, that heals us with this word and gives us what restores us back to our sanity. preserve one who is in danger, destruction. Yeah, this is Babylon the Great. The city Babylon means confusion. America means bitter. The negativity, yeah, when you're involved in this world, especially like the hip hop industry, it's just negativity everywhere you go. With that, okay, that's why it's hard to even listen to the music, because it's so blatant of coming against the Lord. Now, there's nothing wrong with listening to the music, but I'm just saying what's going on, what these devils have done with the music industry. Okay, that's why you have guys name themselves Foolio. They want to name themselves to be a fool, because that's what they are. But now those fool that that guy, that rapper that got killed, now he's in peace. He knows that he's an Israelite. He knows that the shit that he was doing on earth was not progressive towards salvation. Okay, 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto the nations, and then shall the end come. So that's what you have. You have this word that's being reached to the elect. Okay, to be able to seek out the salvation before the impending danger. Okay, I'll end it right here. This is 1 Thessalonians 5:3. 1 Thessalonians 5:3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction come upon them as travail upon a woman with a child, and they shall not escape. So they're saying everything's good, and then they're saying vote, but meanwhile they're saying, hey, the boogeyman's over here, the boogeyman's over there. Meanwhile, they are the boogeyman. Okay? For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction come upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But ye brethren, so someone that's in the truth with you, are not in darkness, they are dead. It says, but brethren are not in darkness, but that day should overtake you as a thief. As a thief, yeah, because we're watching. We're not surprised when these things come. We're actually cheerful. Okay, when they come, because what the Lord's saying here, this is John, what is that, 16:33? John 16:33. These things I have spoken unto you, that you might have peace. In the world you shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. So the Lord has overcome the world. Okay, and as long as we're serving Yahweh Shem Shai, even through death, we're good. Okay, Numbers, because what is death? It's you're going to the spirit world. Okay, in peace, right? And then what? John the Revelator saw what men being beheaded for the truth, and then what? They had crowns upon their head. Okay, Numbers 6:24. The Lord Yahweh bless thee and keep thee. The Lord Yahweh make his face to shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. So the Lord's face shining upon you is the Lord's presence, his protection, his refuge, his shelter. The Lord Yahweh lift up that countenance upon thee and give thee peace. So the Lord's going to give us peace and stability, while the rest of the world is going to be in a perplexity. Okay? 1 Thessalonians 5:4. I'll read in the NLT. But you aren't in dark. Yeah, we're not in the dark. We're not following the ways of this world. We're actually departing from this world and the things in it. We're actually becoming, the Apostle Gabar brings up this word, misanthrope, okay, or stoic. Okay, where we don't want to be a part of this world because we know what's in this world. Okay, folly. But you aren't in dark about these things, dear brothers and sisters. You won't be surprised when the day of Yahweh Shai comes like a thief. So we're not going to be surprised. We believe it to be, let's get this. Slack it, bear with me. It says, Romans 13:11, and knowing the time, that is now high time to wake up out of sleep. For now is your salvation nearer than we believe. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. Yeah, so the armor of what? Truth. Okay? And those that have 501c3 contracts, they're just engaging in more darkness. Okay? Which meaning that the light is not going to cover them. 1 Thessalonians 5:4, but you aren't in dark about these things, dear brothers and sisters. You won't be surprised when the day of the Lord comes like a thief. For you are the children of the light, yes, so children of the truth. In the day, we don't belong to the darkness and night. So be on guard. Yeah, so we got to be on guard. Be circumspect, right? Because your adversary, 1 Peter 5:8, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, is like a roaring lion seeking whom he may devour. Who is he going to devour? The ones that don't have the covering of the Lord, right? 1 Thessalonians 5 and 6. So be on guard, not asleep like others. Stay alert and be clear-headed. Night is the time when people sleep and drinkers get drunk. Yeah, so you're sleeping, on the Lord. You're involved in these ways of the world. Okay, so you're asleep when it comes to Yahweh Shem Shai. You're not watching, right? 8. But let us who live in the light be clear-headed, protected by the armor of faith and love, wearing as your helmet the confidence of our salvation. For our power chose to save us through the Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, not to pour out his anger on us. So he chose to save us. That's why he sent forth the Comforter that would be able to give us knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Okay, and that's going to be the stability. When you go into the word Isaiah 33 and 6, when you go into this word stability, it goes back to faith. Okay? And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and thy strength of thy salvation. The fear of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is his treasure. Right? This is Psalms 27. Psalms 27 and 4. I'll start from 1. The Lord Yahweh, right? The Psalms of David, right? Which is the household of faith, right? The elect. The Lord Yahweh is my light and my salvation. And whom shall I fear? The Lord Yahweh is my strength and my life. Whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked and even my enemies and my foes came up to eat my flesh, they stumbled and fell. Though a host, right? A host means army, right? Should encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. So your mind shall not fear. The war shall rise against me, and this I will be confident. One thing I've desired of Yahweh that I will seek after, that I may dwell in the house of Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of Yahweh and to inquire in his temple. For in the time of trouble, so the time of Jacob's trouble, the hour of temptation, right? For in the time of trouble he shall hide me in his pavilion, in his secret of his tabernacle he shall hide me and shall set me high upon a rock. Yeah, lifting us up in those chariots. Okay, to be able to receive that salvation, right? And who is salvation for? The ones that have put off the things of this world and put on the armor of the Lord. Okay, what is the sanctuary? That's the safe place. A pavilion is also a safe place. What is that rock? The Lord, lifting up the Lord's elect in those chariots, who the world calls UFOs, right? This is in that bosom. This is Isaiah 41 and 10. Yeah, beautiful. Isaiah 41 and 10. And I'll read in the NLT. Don't be afraid, for I am with you. Don't be discouraged, for I am your power. I will strengthen you and help you. I will hold you up with my victorious right hand. Who's that? Yahweh Shai. See, all your anger enemies lie there, confused and humiliated. Anyone who opposes you will die, will come to nothing. You will look in vain for those who tried to conquer you. Those who attack you will come to nothing. For I hold you by the right hand, I, the Lord Yahweh, thy power, and say to you, don't be afraid. I am here to help you. Okay? Though you are a lowly worm, O Jacob, don't be afraid, people of Israel, for I will help you. I am the Lord Yahweh, and I'm the Lord Yahweh, your Redeemer. I am the Holy One of Israel. Okay? You will be a new threshing instrument. You will have many sharp teeth. You will tear your enemies apart, making chaff of mountains, because the Lord's going to give the elect, some of the elect spiritual powers to be that new threshing instrument to fight against these different militaries that Esau Edom has. Right? 16, you will toss them into the air, and the wind will blow them all away. A whirlwind will scatter them. Then you will rejoice in the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai. You will glory in the Holy One of Israel. Okay? So with that, Barakatah Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai, shalom to the elect, Kwam Yashala.